Similar question. Next one down the list here. Now, I was with a friend of mine the other day, and we were doing some work on his car, just like body work, right? You're sanding, and then you're polishing, and then you're sanding again, you're polishing, and you're painting, priming, and all this stuff. And there's a certain level of detachment and sort of, for lack of a better word, like a Zen mindset where you're doing this thing, but you're not doing it, right? It's the same thing with cleaning guns. You know, you're cleaning guns, you're just there. It's just a very calming thing. You know, sometimes when I just need to relax, I'll just clean my weapons. I think everyone kind of does that. But do you do that? Is there anything that you do that puts you in that state of mind of that just lets you kind of relax?
Oh, absolutely. There are a number of them, and I view them as medicine. I need consistent dosing of these things. The first few that come to mind, swimming now that I do for fun, which blows my mind to this day because I'm so terrified of it forever. But swimming laps, just a very repetitive left, right. That rhythm is hypnotic for me.
God, somebody asked me the other day, like, oh, do you still swim? I said, no. I surf, but I don't swim. Like, I swam enough. My whole life's been swimming.
Yeah.
And I don't swim, like, on purpose.
Oh, yeah.
So, and the reason somebody said why, and I said boredom, right?
Yeah.
Maybe I need to revisit that because that boredom can be a positive thing.
It can be. So I find one of the reasons that this is different because you'd have to pay attention with this one, but dog training. I went really deep with dog training, and for a lot of folks, it's really monotonous. Shaping a behavior at a high level is extremely repetitive, and I find it therapeutic. I love it. So swimming would be one, and here's how I make swimming a little more interesting to me. With swimming, I focus on the efficiency of strokes per length.
So you got a little challenge going.
I have a challenge.
Game you're playing.
I have a game, or I will look at, instead of say right, left, breathe, and then breathing to the alternate side. So you're breathing every third stroke. I'll try to do every fifth stroke. And I have these metrics that I use to keep me motivated. That's the little Scooby snack. So cooking, I find something I always hated until maybe 3 years ago. No, more, 5 years ago. I find also very present state forcing. It's a forcing function for me. When you're trying to figure out 5 different dishes going at the same time and timing everything, you don't have any slack to think of other things. So I very rarely cook for one person, meaning myself, but having groups over, we had an entire pig for my birthday a few months ago. And spatchcocked, for those who don't know what that is you basically splitting it down the middle and then spreading it out like a pancake. And we just created this raging inferno in my backyard with a pig and fish and all this stuff. And everybody was involved, probably 10 different people. And I was not the commander-in-chief for that one. We had a friend who really knows what he's doing. But just one of the most relaxing experiences that everybody had. Yeah. Everyone came away from that after 2 days of being involved, and they said it felt like a 6-month vacation.
I think that this is a problem for me, right? In the military, you starting really early in the military, you eat for time, you eat to get fuel in your system, and I'm really not a good relaxed, let's take some time, prepare the meal, sit around and eat it. I'm shovel it in so we can go do more stuff. I don't enjoy that enough. And I love eating. I love eating, but I don't ever just sit and relax and eat. I'm always in the game, like trying to get that food down so I can go and get after it some more.
Any kind of detailed practice for me where I have immediate feedback it can put me into that zone. Shooting steel. I was just shooting steel. Particularly if I'm doing any type of drilling at close distance with a handgun. Although there are different types of feedback. For me, if I'm doing longer range marksmanship, then I'm thinking more about a lot of my breathing and so on. With pistols, if I'm using a Glock 34 or M&P 45, whatever it might be, the focusing on the subtleties of predicting when you're going to pull the trigger, the flinches and the sort of stutters and stammers that can affect the shot, and then making an adjustment and then taking the next 10 shots. I find that endlessly interesting isn't the right word.
Yeah.
endlessly focusing.
That's another thing that the military kind of screwed up for me is because shooting in the military on the best ranges in the world with unlimited ammunition and all, it's your job. And so you get in this mode where you're just loving it. And then you get in the civilian world and, you go to the range and the ammunition costs money, right? You're all angry about that. And then they say, oh, you can't shoot steel in this range. And what about moving targets? What about, I want things... And you just get used to so you get spoiled in the military a little bit. And there's some great civilian ranges out there as well that offer the same thing that I'm love to utilize. It's awesome. Good. All right. I like that. There's some kind of a dichotomy between Zen state and shooting, but it's all
and
good.
Irish flute. My preferred. I'm kidding.
Okay.
Yeah, that's cool.